Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be showing you guys an awesome concept map for a redesigned and reimagined version of Vice City for the fictional, not released yet game of GTA 6. Whenever it's going to come out, whenever it may be, we don't know. It's probably a few years from now, and this concept map I'm going to be showing you guys today is unlike anything I've shown you guys before for a really special reason, and I'll get into that in a second. All right, so let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into it. This concept map actually comes from Robbie, who's good friends with Dean G6V on Twitter. That's who I contacted, and he actually hand drew this concept map. That's right. We see a lot of like computer generated concept maps, which, don't get me wrong, are super cool, take lots of talent in order to like piece together the different parts of the map. But to hand draw a concept map and to make it look this good is so impressive. And if you couldn't tell by now, this is of a reimagined and redesigned version of Vice City. Now, it actually, I guess, takes a lot of influence from the Grand Theft Auto 5 current map. I'll show you guys what they look like side by side right now. And you can see the city is towards the southern portion, very similarly to how Los Santos is in the south. And up in the north, there's more wilderness and desert. And I'm guessing in Florida, it would be more swamplands. So let's break it down and let's get into it. If we start towards the south, there's obviously a lot to look at. You've got the two main islands of Vice City, which are pretty awesome. And there definitely seems to be some upgrades from what was the 2002 or 2003 version of Vice City in terms of the map itself. Now, obviously, since this is something that's been hand-drawn and everything's been filled in by hand, it's tough to see like how the layout of the buildings and how the layouts of the roads would work, but it's really cool. You can obviously see some of the features from Vice City are back, like Starfish Island. You've also got the airport that returns, but there's also a ton of other little islands that I think are really cool, especially that like area of the kind of keys that extends towards the very south portion of the map. So you can see like that marshland that just runs all the way to the bottom south of the page, as well as what looks to be the Lighthouse Island towards the eastern portion and on Washington Beach. So that's pretty awesome. And you've also got those mysterious islands kind of floating out in the ocean that certainly weren't there in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I have no clue what to call those like little dots, nor do I really know what to call that like conglomerate of an island that looks kind of similar to Hawaii. So maybe this would be like Vice City's version of Alcatraz, where like it would be a jail or something like that, or a prison that's floating on an island. Or maybe it would be something like a volcano out at sea. How cool would that be if there was like an active volcano that you could see going off? Now, I know that wouldn't make sense unless there was an island there to produce that, but still, nonetheless, that is still pretty awesome. So that is the southern portion, and then you can see there is this giant conglomerate mass as we move up into the north, and there looks to be a lot going on there. So as you can see by the key that he's drawn in the bottom right, there are lines for roads, freeways, dirt, coast, and then railroads. So it's actually pretty cool. You can see a pretty extensive railroad system that starts at the northern tip of the map, and it looks to be like there's an actual railroad station there, which is something I think we're missing in GTA 5 that I think would be super cool, like an actual station where railroads and rail carts will actually like stop and do other things like get serviced and whatnot. So I can kind of tell that by like the different tracks that are really clustered right there, but it goes all the way up into the north, which is super cool. And let's talk about some of the features that are up here as well. There seems to be like 2 or 3 small towns. Obviously, this area up here looks to be Vice Swamps. So you'd imagine that Florida is consistent of like big cities like Miami, and then there's also a bunch of parts of the state that are like the map shows are just giant swamplands. So there looks to be 2 or 3 medium-sized towns. We can obviously see what looks to be a bigger airport outside of the city. Clearly, since you're not going to be restricted via space and via other buildings, looks like that would be like the main airport, whereas the one inside of the city would be maybe a little bit of a smaller one. And then there's this cool area that's called Vice Swamps. And I think this would be really cool to get to explore marshlands and, you know, rivers that have maybe like crazy animals like alligators and crocodiles in there. So that would be pretty awesome. It's kind of the northern version of what you see on the very southern tip of the Vice City landmass. So that in and of itself is pretty cool. And other than that, it doesn't look like there is a whole lot going on. You can see some of the back roads going on there, a little bit of the highway system, which looks to be just 2 or 3 different highways that kind of loop together towards the northern point of the map. Obviously, Vice City would be a huge change from Los Santos, going from a dense city in the state of San Andreas to the kind of swampy ocean lands of Miami and also the rest of the state of Florida, as well as the Atlantic Ocean. So obviously, a huge part of this game would be getting in boats and exploring the water. You can clearly see the Atlantic Ocean, which is off to the right, and I'm guessing it would be like the Gulf of Mexico on the left. So you'd have a lot of area to explore in boats, whether it be helicopters, and it would be a very interesting change to say the least. Now, obviously, this doesn't look like it's a fully complete concept map by any means. It looks like he's simply just, done the outline, drawn the roads, got like the swamplands down, and that's where I want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What else would you change to this map? Like, what would you want to add in here that would make it unique, that would make it special? Obviously, we would have all the Grand Theft Auto 5 fixings that we're used to, like ammunitions, Los Santos custom shops, clothing stores. But what special features would you add here to make this place awesome? And if this was the setting of the next Grand Theft Auto game, GTA 6, Vice City 2, whatever you want to call it, what would you add in this map to make it more special? And would you like to have this map if it was the next GTA 1? I personally think it would be cool if Rockstar included like some sort of crazy Easter egg that encompasses like an underwater city, similar to Atlantis. Like, does it exist? Does it not exist? And the only way to see it would be to like traverse under the water and go inside of like whatever world this is underwater and try to find it yourself. I think that would be super awesome. But anyways, that's where I'm going to leave the discussion up to you guys. Let me know what you think about this really awesome, creative, hand-drawn map. And I think that's the best part, is that there's so many talented people out here, and this is just such a well-done map. I think it's really, really awesome. So, Robbie, thank you so much for showing me this. Your work is fantastic. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section down below. If you did go on to enjoy the video, like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.